WWE COO has resigned from the company. We've got a Seth Rollins WWE contract update, and there is said to be no big-time direction for Cody Rhodes until The Rock and Roman Reigns return. Stay tuned, it's time for the news. Really big news breaking in the last 5 minutes or so. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Chief Operating Officer Brad Blum has tendered his resignation with WWE. Now, this took place on the 1st of May, but news has only just gotten out. They say that they don't know any more details past that this was his own decision. Nobody forced him out. He is one of the big three, in fact, within WWE. He, along with Nick Khan and Paul Levesque, were considered the three most powerful officers in WWE. He started with the company all the way back in 2006. He came in as chief of staff and then worked his way up. A very, very powerful man. A very interesting departure.
Yeah, for sure. It feels like now with the merger that's happened with TKO, it feels like we are hearing more about people who have perhaps had long tenures with the company, like starting to step down and go into new ventures and whatnot. So I guess it comes as no surprise as WWE now just continues to grow at this point.
Yeah, for sure. He's somebody that isn't sort of spoken about in the same way as your Nick Khans, your Triple H's, but make no mistake, very, very powerful man, very interesting departure. It's worth noting that he was named corporate officer number 2 in the Janelle Grant lawsuit, which stated that when McMahon met Grant, he set up a meeting with Blum. She met with Blum. The suit said that he hardly asked any questions, hired her for $75,000 a year in the legal department, and then in February of 2020, McMahon told Grant that Blum had warned McMahon that there were a lot of rumors circulating about their relationship, and then she eventually was transferred to another departure. So we don't know if it's related to any of that, but an interesting departure nonetheless. Slightly more positive news now, as Seth Rollins has re-signed with WWE, according to a report from Fightful Select. I don't think this is a massive surprise to anybody, but it's great news nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just with how much Seth Rollins has done in the last few years, especially recently with the World Heavyweight Championship as well, he's been such a big part of WWE and its growth as well. And now as it continues to grow and get bigger, it seems at this point, it just feels like the right fit for him, like the right place to be. And then there's still so much to do post this whole World Heavyweight Championship stuff.
He's got unfinished business with a certain Roman Reigns. Yeah. So yeah, I can't imagine him going anywhere else. Hopefully he's being paid absolutely loads of money, because the guy, he was the MVP of WrestleMania 40. The stuff that he did, he just put so many people over.
So selfless, right?
It really
so
was.
Selfless.
It really was. And I think he's been doing the best work of his career. Yeah. Over the last year and a half. I think he made the World Heavyweight title not feel so much like a secondary title. Yeah,
because that was the talk. That was the talk for a lot of the time, wasn't it? That, oh, this has only just been made because, and it does feel like a secondary title, but not anymore. Like he was the perfect person to hold that belt first and to carry it to the level that it is right now.
A proper workhorse champion, defending it willy-nilly all over the shop, despite the fact that he was working hurt. So hopefully he's resting up. Hopefully he's chilling out.
Fingers crossed.
And then come back bigger and better than ever, especially bigger, like AJ Styles going away.
Randy Orton.
Have some juice. Anyway, moving over to Dominic Mysterio flavored news now. A really encouraging report, actually, from the Wrestling Observer newsletter once again. Dominic Mysterio was obviously, he was hurt in what was described as a freak accident on the 15th of April in the TV match with Andrade that you may have seen, but he's not going to be away for as long as was speculated.
Yeah, no, so he actually expects to be back in 6 to 8 weeks. Obviously, we heard that he was going for surgery, and then Dom was like, I'm not going for surgery, I'm going to be instead like going with personal therapy instead to work this out. So I'm excited. I'm happy that he's still on TV at the moment because there's some really intriguing stuff happening with him and Liv Morgan. And I feel like that was the whole thing as well. When we heard of this injury, we're like, oh, this sucks, because also Rhea's out at this point, and it does feel like they're trying to like develop this storyline between Dom and between Liv and between Rhea. So when we heard that Dom was injured, it was like, oh no, I hope they don't pull him from TV. But like, hopefully he'll be back soon to do the wrestling. But in between then, I feel like as long as we keep him on TV to keep things everything's going. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. I think the way that you do it is you don't say, oh, Dominic's been cleared for his return. He's there like that, and then somebody lays him out and it gets physical.
That's what it is, isn't it?
It's got to go that way, hasn't it? The improvement that he's shown, we've talked about it so many times, but he's like one of WWE's certainly one of their hottest heels, but also just like somebody who feels like a big deal.
He feels like a big deal. It also feels like you can rely on him just to like just step into any sort of role, just there to get heat or whatever, or be the person to get beat up. But he does it in such a perfect way that always just like also elevates other people, whilst also, you know, furthering him along and elevating him at the same time too. He's just been nothing short of amazing since turning heel.
And I really doubted him as well.
Yeah,
when he came in and he was doing the stuff with Ray, the tag stuff, I was like, wow, this guy's really good. I know his old man is a is a decent wrestler and all that, but it's like, wow, okay, right, he's great in the ring. I can't see him pulling off a great character. I was proven wrong massively, but I think a lot of people felt the same way. He's been absolutely fantastic. So get well soon. Can't wait to see him in the ring again. An interesting tidbit again from the Observer. Regarding Cody Rhodes, and it says here, Rhodes has no real big-time direction until Rock and Roman Reigns are back in the picture. The other biggest star on the brand is Randy Orton, but they're not doing anything to tease in that direction. So an interesting one, making it seem like maybe they don't really know what to do with Rhodes until Rock and Roman do return. Whether or not that's at the same time, we don't know, obviously. And I was looking through the SmackDown sort of post-draft roster. And actually, there are people there that he's got history with, but maybe not people that quite fit the main event picture. So you do have Randy, and admittedly, with Randy, you can get like 3 months out of that, if not a little bit more as well. There's so much history there. Can you do that as effectively while Randy Orton's babyface? Probably not.
Probably not.
So.
I don't think so either, because obviously there's the whole, like, he was Cody's mentor in that whole time in Legacy, and it feels like, you know, it feels like Orton would fit more perfectly into the role of being the heel in, obviously, that, I mean, he would be the heel in that scenario, but I think it would work better if Randy was a heel in that scenario. However, I wonder then if this just means sort of going forward, if there's nothing necessarily big, are we just hoping on like really solid wrestling matches then to main event these pay-per-views?
It feels that way with like AJ Styles is a good starting point. Obviously, he had the match with Carmelo on SmackDown as well. You could do something with Carmelo if you want to make him feel like an even bigger deal. Like, he's already been drafted. What was he, pick number 3? SmackDown's second pick on the night. It was certainly
big
in the first round. You could do something there. Nakamura's there if you want to kill a B-show.
I think they've been doing that on the live circuit as well. So maybe they, you know, testing it out, as we've said before on the news.
And they've done the stuff on Raw previously as well.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Like, there are possibilities, but it very much seems like we are just waiting for Rock and Roman to come back. We're going to finish off tonight. SmackDown is taking place in France ahead of tomorrow night's Backlash pay-per-view. The episode is actually airing live in various international markets. You're in no such luck if you're in the US, so it's going to be on a 7-hour delay there. It's just airing normal time, which is 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. But if you're in the UK, certainly, and a few other places, you can watch it live. There's a few bits announced for it. If you want to watch it, if you're in the US and you fancy watching along, or listening along anyway, with Fraser Porter, he is going to be live streaming reactions to it on Twitch at 6 p.m. this evening, so you can be ahead of the curve there. There's a few bits announced for it. We've got the WWE Tag Team titles on the line, A-Town Down Under defending against the Street Profits.
We've also got the first ever RKO show, which is so good, hosted by Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, who will be teaming, obviously, at Backlash to take on the new Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga.
And Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles, his opponent tomorrow night, are advertised as appearing prior to that match. So if you want to watch along, twitch.tv/Cultaholic. Join Fraser. He'll do his best Joey Styles, give you all the play-by-play, so you know exactly what is happening, despite the fact that we can't show the footage due to copyright reasons. Thanks very much for watching the news. I've been Adam.
I've been Andrew.
Bye.
Bye. I was going to say something there. Bye.